Okay, hello. Um, Good afternoon. My name is Amanda Cloninger, a graduate student from East Carolina University. And I am privileged to be in front of you all, the Digital Media Literacy Committee, to give my take of my definition of digital media literacy, and hopefully by doing my own research on the topic, and hopefully it will, you guys, what I come up with will be something worth your time and consideration. I was told by Catherine that you guys had a homework assignment to define digital media literacy. So I'm just gonna lay out the question, but and you're free to raise your hand or just say what your personal definition of digital media literacy is.
I can tell you mine, and it's kind of still unformed because we're going to kind of merge ours and come up with a really good one.
Right.
So take that with a grain of salt.
Okay. All right.
I say competence in evaluating online sources and understanding the origins of the information and the reasons it was shared.
Okay.
I'll share mine.
Okay.
I have several iterations of my definition, but I ended up with the ability to effectively evaluate and use information found on social media platforms.
Okay. Okay.
I just said the ability to identify, evaluate, use, and create media from the internet, from smartphones, from videos, etc.
Mine is grammatically awkward, but these are all the things I would want in it. So using critical thinking, ethical and rhetorical reasoning to understand, evaluate, and use responsibly claims made in online environments and information sources.
Okay. Well, you don't all have to do it. So I asked you guys what the definitions you came up with, and here's the research here's some information I came up with of how other people would define digital literacy or digital media literacy. Yes, I've incorporated in eras, the pre-2016, 2016, post-2016 era. For pre-2016, Cordell has defined digital literacy as the ability to navigate websites, the ability to go to a search page or to find an advanced search page to kind of come up with an advanced search. The ability to save or export citations and full text. How to set up an account on various social media sites, how to upload files to said sites, and how to comment on each other's postings on various platforms. And back in 2013, the American Library Association, ALA, wrote a digital literacy task force. Of course, this was a few years back, so I think sure a whole bunch has changed by this point. But basically, the conclusion they came up with is that a digitally literate person possesses a variety of cognitive and technical skills that are required to find, understand, evaluate, create, and communicate digital information in a variety of formats. They have the ability to use diverse technologies in an appropriate and an effective way to search for and retrieve information. They have the ability to interpret search results that they type in. They have the ability to judge the quality of the information received, and if, for instance, they would conduct a search, and then they would be able to sift out the reliable from the less reliable information. They would also possess the ability to use the skills and appropriate technology to communicate and collaborate with peers, colleagues, family, the general public, just about anyone. And the ability to use said skills to participate actively in civic society, and the ability to contribute to an informed and engaged community. Then Aharoni and Braunstein placed, they had something a little bit more interesting, kind of placing 5 different subsets or types of literacy under the term of digital media literacy, which I found pretty interesting, which was, and then 5 different types were photovisual literacy, the knowledge of reading and interpreting visual materials; reproduction literacy, which is the ability to duplicate materials creatively; branching literacy, which is applying hypertext and nonlinear information, as well as the ability to browse information freely; information literacy, which is the ability to think critically and the ability and capacity to search, evaluate, and use information adequately; and social emotional literacy, which is this is the emotional and social perspectives of online socializing, cooperating, and engaging in day-to-day tasks. So in the lovely year of that was 2016, Julian went on to claim that the concept of literacy has obviously changed from traditional reading and writing to broaden to a more expansive definition that includes reading and interpreting a variety of different texts, both digital and otherwise. And not only that, but it also involves digital and information literacy. Digital literacy also involves creating meaning in the social, economic, political, and technological context of the texts that people read. So in post-2016, Goforth, Fordham, and Hammer define digital literacy as encompassing a wide range of competencies that includes the ability to effectively communicate. It also involves consuming media critically and visually communicate and hone technology skills in order to be accomplished digital media literacy producers. This particular article was involved more in the terms of producing digital media as well as consuming it. So, and the New Media Consortium's 2017 Horizon Report defined digital literacy as not just simply ensuring that students can use the latest technologies, but can also develop skills to select the right tools to deepen their learning outcomes and engage in creative problem solving. And the 2018 Association of College and Research Libraries Guideline for Media Resources in Academic Libraries states that library instruction should include both visual literacy as well as comprehensive digital and media literacy. And they also come to the conclusion that a digitally literate person should also understand the legal, contractual, and ethical issues pertaining to the use of media resources in instruction, resource, and scholarship, and that is also an integral component of digital literacy. So, with all that in mind, how should we then define digital media literacy? So, and this is my own conclusion that I came up with. Digital media literacy is the ability to consume digital media in a critical manner. Digital media includes any information available online, including but not limited to social media posts, online news articles, and websites. Literacy in digital media should not only just include discerning digital media, but also the ability to find the original source of various digital media, and as well as the ability to use digital media to become well-informed citizens. So, does anyone have any questions at all?
I have one.
Yes.
So I really like the way that you separated it by time, and I'm wondering if there were any explicit criticisms in the later work of the way that digital literacy had been defined earlier, or was it just a shift? Were they saying this is wrong, or this is not enough, or was it just things have changed and this is how we talk about it now?
I mean, I just kind of wanted to, I just decided in my presentation to separate how people define digital media literacy in time periods, because because I formally interviewed both Catherine and Natalie, and they both mentioned that there has been either a shift in how librarians particularly talk about information and digital literacy, as well as just how much more in the spotlight it has become since the aftermath of the 2016 election. So that's why I chose to format my presentation in that way. Just kind of wanted to progress, to progress in evolution, just to see how it has evolved. It just the past 5-6 years. So
Yeah, great.
yes. Yes.
I have a question. You use digital literacy and digital media literacy. Is that based on what you found in your research?
Mm.
Or were you using those terms interchangeably, or how did you?
I don't know. In my case, I was using it interchangeably. From the research that I've gleaned, they've normally either talked about digital literacy in terms of digital literacy, or outside of digital media, just information literacy in a broader term. So
Okay, thank you.
A couple of things jumped out at me that I left out of my definition. One of them was the visual communication.
right.
And I think that's really, I have a harder time grasping, because I don't know if that was in what the ACRL was suggesting, but just the whole idea of knowing more about visual content.
Right.
And I wondered if you had any thoughts on particularly how in instruction we could help people understand visual content.
I mean,
I think one example, like something
I mean, in a way, visual materials. I mean, it's information too. So being able to, I guess, because I mean, just as I guess textual text can be used to misinform people. I guess various visual materials and images could potentially also be used to misinform others. I remember the presentation that you gave me about the one of them being the Facebook posts of the ladybugs and the roof of dog's mouth, something ridiculous like that going around on Facebook, and it's like, so things along the lines of that. That's kind of what I think about when I think of using, and you know, I'm not just just taking ACRL's definition. Of course, I I thought it was definitely important to take ACRL's as well as AOA's definition of digital information literacy into account, obviously, but also just gleaning information from a variety of different articles from various other academic libraries around the world, really. So.
I mean, in a way, I think the image stuff is actually easier to show how easily manipulated information can be. Like just that video of Nancy Pelosi recently that Facebook won't remove, even though they say it's inaccurate, but they're like, it's not our job to tell you how to interpret it.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. So
Yeah.
what happened?
It was a video that was slowed down to make it sound like she was drunk, and then Facebook won't remove it. So they're like, it's up to other people to decide.
Was this part of a political ad or something like that, or was this a
It
random?
was just like political because like, you know, the president is mad at her right now. So he retweeted, I think, and some of his people did it too, so. But that's like easy, you can like show the original versus the thing, it can be time stamped, you can see the original source, so it's like something that in theory could be disproved.
Mm.
I also think of visual communication as like someone talking at me on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I think that there's maybe like visual literacy is interpreting images, but that interpreting visual communication can be something different or something
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. That's good.
Because there's a lot, people watch people on YouTube,
Oh, yeah.
idiots on YouTube all the time. And I just wanna be like, really?
Infowars.
What?
Infowars, like,
Is that on YouTube? I don't know.
not anymore, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another strategy where you can right-click and see where an image has come from, you know? And often people will use images, present them as if they're something else. So
Mhm.
I know that's a strategy for analyzing visual content.
Mhm. Mhm.
Any other questions?
Are you gonna share your slides with Catherine, because it has good resources that we probably need to
Oh,
look at?
I mean, I'd be glad to
Yeah.
email you guys my presentation if you're interested. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, okay,
That'd
so
be wonderful.
that'd be great, because I also included the references that I used in the presentation, which,
Perfect.
so, yes, so thank you for your time, your consideration, for taking the time to listen to me and yeah, just thank you.
Thank you, it's very helpful.
And yes, so here's a list of references.
Perfect.
So-
Yeah, if you could send me maybe a link to that or the presentation itself, that would be wonderful.
Right, sure, I'd be
Or to
glad to.
everyone, or I can share, whichever's
Right,
easier.
sure, I'd be glad to do that.
Okay,
All right,
thank you, Nancy.
Thanks.
all right.
Thank you so much.